we're back here, Home Built Garage, and I just bought my next project, an Audi. This is an S4 model, and got it on Copart. I would have to say, originally I thought maybe it took a hit coming across, but after looking, I would say somebody found a pull of some sort, because that's pretty square. So we'll see what kind of damage we got here, but it's definitely going to take a little bit of work. I think it's going to be worth saving now. Well, I was having problems. It was not recognizing the key in the last video, so I went, replaced the batteries in the key, and now when I hit the buttons, it is activating the blinkers and everything, so it is now recognizing the key. So you can see I tore some other stuff apart for another issue that's coming up. So once I come in here, I'm not going to try starting it yet because I don't have radiator in or nothing. Just steering wheel defective. Does remove the key. Push it in, doesn't do nothing. Push the start button to try to go to accessory position, doesn't do anything. And that's a problem because, as you can see, my windows are still all stuck down. So I'm going to do a little more searching here. I already pulled this down, checked all the fuses and everything. It wasn't an issue there. Checked the fuses that were there. Pyro fuse in the back, which I believe is only going to keep the engine from starting. I've seen some people who, with the pyro fuse blown, still have dash lights light up and everything. And I did put my launch scanner, and I was able to sweep the dash and also activate all the lights. So I know the dash itself is fine. So my next thought was, seeing that I can already tell some parts were taken off this, as I stated earlier, because you can see that was cut. The only reason somebody would cut that is if there was a fire or something, maybe, but they wouldn't have took time to cut it. They would just hosed it down from the outside. The reason I think is this had an aftermarket intake of some sort. They took it. Also has APR, or no, 034 pulleys on it, I noticed. But what worries me is this was all loose. So I don't know if there's a possibility that maybe they pulled the computer out of it or something. I don't know. I'm going to do some checking, because a lot of the rest of this stuff, with this being loose, I kind of wonder if the module's even in there for the engine. So I do believe, at least on the older Audis, the engine PCI, ECM, would have been under this. I don't know 100% sure on these ones if that's where they are, but we're about to find out. Hand in there, and it is in there. Also, what's interesting though, I am seeing some more fuses in there that I didn't know about. So that very well could be a blown fuse in here. So I'm going to go ahead and check them, and then I will check back with what I find. The good news is that guy's in there. I was a little concerned because with it having the aftermarket intake and the pulleys on it, I was thinking, well, they may have had a tune in it and may have taken that with them. So taking all that stuff off here, putting on another car potentially, but luckily it's there. So pretty much where we're at with this thing now is we are having problems getting everything to power up in the car. I have tried a few different things, checked all the fuses, and there's certain fuse banks that I believe are all switch power, which should switch on when you hit the accessory position on in the key. switch, but it's not. So what that means is I'm still unable to put these dang windows up using the switch on the door anyway. I think what I might end up having to do just to get the dang things put up, so I don't got to worry about moisture getting in this car any more than it already has, is just pull the switches. Maybe get away with just pulling the door switch on the driver's side and possibly powering each window up from there. I'm not sure that's even going to work. It really depends on how the circuit's set up in this. I'm still kind of shying away from that without seeing a wiring diagram. I want to make sure I see a wiring diagram first, so I know I'm not backfeeding something accidentally and causing other issues down the road. But what I have done, and I kind of think I got an idea of what's going on, I ended up pulling everything apart and getting down into this module here. What this is the door lock, or excuse me, the steering column lock. And this little guy should protrude out farther. So I'll probably do a video, but I already did this, and I know it's getting power. I have to try some other things. But I've taken it apart, looked for jammed up things in there, maybe something broken in there, didn't see anything. And I was actually able to turn the gear inside there and bring this back out to where it would be in a lock position. Had my steering wheel locked. Plug this in. As soon as I hit the key, push it in, it actuates it, sucks it up in, which is a good deal. The problem is, as soon as you shut it off, it should come back out, and it's not. So I think for some sort of reason, possibly something in this has failed, or there's another safety or security feature that's not letting this lock. I would lean more towards safety, because security, you want it locked. Safety, you may not if you were, obviously this car was in an accident. So there may be an issue there yet. But I got one of them coming. I know I believe they have to be programmed per car, but I may be able to pull this one apart, pull switches, do something. But it is coding for a failure in that particular module. It's a steering lock module. So I'm hoping that that's the issue. If not, we're going to have to keep plugging along, but I got another day or two till I get that module. It's still in process of being shipped. But until then, stick around. Again, like, share, and subscribe. And follow along with this build. Hopefully we'll get it going. I do have some more information on this. I'm trying to reach out to a guy and get some more info on this. But again, thank you for watching. Follow along. Share with your friends, family, whoever's interested in this type of stuff. And we'll see this thing running again. I promise you that.